that I had, the time I was home, was able to create a course, create a digital, a tangible, a digital product. So the thing about life is either you have time or you have money. If you have both, it's great. But if you have more time, you are able to create something for the long term, so that when you are in my predicament or in my stage or in my lifetime or around the age of 50, 60, you have accumulated enough wealth, so you are not stranded, you're not thinking about what to do in a situation that I was in. So, what I'm trying to explain to you, if you're young at this time, you have more time to go. You have more time of experience to go. But you start investing your time. So, even if you have $5, $10 to invest in something, so by the age of 40, 20 years from now, you have an emergency fund, you get to travel, you get the amount of wealth you have to be able to do something for yourself, for your kids. As a mom, it was very saddening to me that I had to now live on $240 every 2 weeks, because I did not spend the time, I didn't choose at a younger age to really invest or put in extra when I started investing. So it's either you have the money. If you have the money and you have short period of time, you invest more. So you invest more than $200 in short period of time. You're going to see with interest. You're going to see the return, and you'll be able to have some emergency or travel. So it's either you have time, because we're all fighting against time. So in that story of what happened to me in that pandemic, it was so frustrating. And on top of it, after after a year goes by, and then I had to go back to work, it was so saddening that when I had to go back to work, I was now making less money, because it was just going into a job that I was not happy with. I was frustrated with, and I didn't see my purpose in it, because I was doing something that didn't give me joy. I was at a point where it's time for me to do things that make me happy. And that's the thing about life. If you take a job or be in a career or whatever it is that you decide to do, you make sure that it's something that gives you joy, that makes you happy and you're fulfilled. And you're serving in a place of fulfillment, gratitude. Because you don't want to wake up every morning feeling upset, feeling regret. Regret is one thing you cannot take back. And I was regretting going to this job every day and wasting my time on something that I didn't have no value. They didn't see my worth. I wasn't growing. There was no room for me to grow. So I just got so mad, angry, angry and frustrated, because it was just like, it was the choices I made. I said to myself, Anita, you could be doing more. You had time at home. You created a course. You have to market it. You have to say it. You have to talk about it. You have to show up on videos. That's the only thing that's stopping you. I was able to create a course that helped people use their knowledge to be able to create a stream of income, because you need passive income. If you don't have time, you need to be creating something. As a mom, you need to create something, some kind of a digital product, investing in something that's going to give you residual income as you're living, and you don't have to keep working at it. Understand? You could spend your time doing other things, traveling or doing things that you want to do, but you really have to set it up. You have to set it up. You have to take the time to do it. So in order for you to see the results, it's just like working out to get physically shape. If you don't get up every morning and do the workout or put in the time to do the workout, you're not going to see the result. Nothing's going to happen. But you have to do, and you have to commit to it. You have to consistently do it. Look, you're fighting against time. You could be here today and be gone tomorrow. But the only thing you do have is time. The time you have spent with your kids, the time you have spent with your family, the time that you got to live the purpose, living in your dream, living in the things that you want to do. So that job wasn't doing it for me. And what ended up happening is when it came to turned around before I knew it, it was September, and the kids now, I had to decide, okay, do I stay home with the kids or to childcare with the kids or go back to work? And they were not working with me, because remember, you're working for somebody, you're giving your time to somebody, so they're going to ask so much of you. They want your time, they want you to come in and be there for 8 hours out of the day and give your time to them. And they decide what you're worth, and they decide your growth, they decide things for you. And once somebody decides all that for you, you lose your self-worth, you lose who you are as an individual, because you are just working and working for someone else. So in order to say, on top of that, I had to now, they filed that I had to pay unemployment back, that I took the unemployment at a false pretense. So I was owing at least $6,000 to unemployment, which I didn't understand, because due to COVID, I couldn't go back to work full time, and I couldn't provide the childcare that I wanted to provide for my kids, because it was just a mess. It was just a mess. So on top of all this, I decided, okay, I will get a job part-time working from home. And because you still have to feed your kids, you still have to feed your family. My why, it was my family. My why was my 2 boys, my husband. My why was not failing. My why was knowing that myself could do it. Why not me? Why can't I be the 1%? Why can't I be an entrepreneur? I just could not see myself fail. I was just angry that it took this long to get to this point of knowing that you need to be persistent. You have to believe in yourself. And money is not everything. Your health, your time is more important than the amount of money you need to make. Having faith and having believing in yourself that you can make it. Those were my why. I woke up every morning working out, eating right, and putting my time in things that matters, finding my purpose. And I made sure I work on it daily. I prayed. I really grew closer to God in this short period of time. It taught me so much about having faith. It taught me so much about staying strong as a woman. It taught me so much about being resilient, being there for your family, for your kids, because those are the ones that look up to you. They see every little thing that you do. You think they don't, they do. They see everything that you do. They take notice. They say, Mom, you're strong. Mom, you're a good mom. And no matter what, you just have to keep going. There were some days, starting this YouTube channel, I started from zero. And I was saying to myself, how am I going to grow this channel? What am I going to do? Where am I going to get the right people? What am I going to say? All I just knew was I had to start, because I had no more time to waste. Time was on the essence. I was fighting against time. I had no more time to waste, and I needed to do this now. And that's it. And there was no question about it. I have to do it now. I don't care about figuring it out, learning about, how to do this internet, the technology, this anything, this software, the marketing. I will learn it, but I had to do it now. And if you think that was the end of it, no. That's why I tell you, you're going to come against problems every day. Even after have to pay the unemployment, even after fighting with the job. um I started a new job as a part-time, working from home. My integrity was now justified. My integrity was now, uh, my core values were now questioning, because now I was working at a job where I had to sell. And it was sad enough to hear, retired or disabled people, or people that are just struggling on the phone, saying they can't afford to pay their bill, or they're on disability, or they're on social security, and they cannot pay their cable bill. And I said to myself, whoa, I want to be able to live at that age. I want to be able to travel at that age. I want to be able to say, kids, where do you want to go? Like, I don't want to be in the backyard every summer with my kids. I had planned to take them to Disney World. I want to take them to Disney World. I said to myself, that story is not going to be mine. It's not going to be the choice I make. So I need to refocus myself. I need to get back into it. I got so angry that these were the things I was hearing while I was making this, doing this job. And it was my integrity of selling to people that are retired. People are even just struggling trying to pay a bill, a $300 package. It, it was just, it was unheard of for me. It was just sad. And I believe I did the job for 3 months or so. And that made me start thinking that, Anita, you have no more time. You have no more time. You are 40, and before you know it, you will be closer. Like 65 could be down the road. You cannot depend on Social Security. You cannot depend on the government to help you. You cannot depend on someone doing it for you. You have to do it. It is either you decide to invest your time in doing the work, or invest your money in creating a wealth for you. So I don't know who needs to understand. You're going to start from zero, but you are fighting against time. You have no more time to waste. You have no more time to play around. You just have to put in the work and get going. So, with that to said, I quit the job. I quit the job without any savings, at all. That was shocking. Without any savings at all. Just because of my core values and what I stand for. I said, and I just relied on the Most High that I believed in. I just relied on him and knew that each day he was just going to take me through day by day. And I had this saying. It says, don't worry about tomorrow. God is there, in my car. So every day that I got in my car, I would look at it and say, you got me. So if, going through that journey, I had to learn to go through that journey with joy. I had to learn to go through that journey with happiness and laughter and smile. Even some days I'll say to myself, whoo, how much do you have to pay your bills? What are your kids are going to eat today? But I just always have faith. You gotta have faith, and you gotta believe in yourself. I believe I will make it. That was my why. I believe that I would take my kids to Disney World. I believe my kids deserve more. I believe my husband could be able to retire and don't have to work day in, day out. I believe in it. I know we could do it. And I kept saying, I will always be that 1%. I don't care if I have to put in the time, the sweat. I need to do it. I read, I research, invested. So you got to do it. You just start. I don't care what are you doing, just start. So for example, if your mom, start training your kids right now about the importance of money, investing, and creating wealth. Put $10 every day for them. So when they get to your age, they're living the life they want to live. Nobody showed me this stuff. Nobody teach me. I have no mom. I don't have no dad. I didn't have anyone to rely on. So I had to learn all this. And probably that's why it took a longer time for me to get to this point of understanding that time is in the essence. You're fighting against time. Every day you wake up is time for you to do something with your life, something valuable, something to change someone's life, to help somebody. Money cannot buy you happiness. I'm learning that. Money solves problems, but you have to be able to invest that time so this way you get to live the life you want to, the wealth or the money that you want to on the long term. So if it's creating passive income, if it's creating a digital product, if it's creating a course, if it's investing in real estate. I'm an accountant by trade, so I know about taxes. If you have a business, there's tax loops, there's taxes that you could save on taxes. So there's so many things you could do, but you just have to make the decision to start now because you have no more time. And you want to have something to share with your kids, because if you're gone tomorrow is the story they say on your funeral. What are they going to say? Daddy was working all the time 24/7. Daddy was never there. Mommy was working. She was always on her phone working. We never get to experience life, or we never traveled anywhere. You want to live a legacy. You want to live, you just dash within your line. What is it going to say? And it's very important. So another thing that got me so upset, that got me pushing, that got me to drive, that got me so angry, was my ex now goes and lies and put all these lies, and was able to get a lawyer. And this was really tough, very, very tough, because then I could not be able to afford a lawyer, because I was like, I couldn't even afford a lawyer to help me. I could not afford a lawyer. I was so mad and angry that I was at this point of my life that I couldn't even afford a lawyer to even fight back. And as mad as I want to be, it was me. It was the choices I made. It was the decision I made of not using my time wisely, of not putting in a little bit at the age of 20, not investing at the age of 20, not surrounding, instead of partying, you could have been that real estate that you purchased, you could have stuck to it. You do not want to live with regrets. That's one thing. So I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be able to live a life of purpose. Create something so you do not ever have to be in my situation again. If an emergency ever comes, just like even getting a lawyer, you have it. You have it. So all I'm saying to you is you have to get angry with yourself. You have to fight. You have to start now. Stop putting it off. Stop trying to wait for a perfect time. Stop waiting for, when I let me learn this. Just start. Because time, you're fighting against time. You're fighting against time. No, you have no more time to waste. I'm grateful that I had to go through all that experience. I'm grateful I had to go through that whole journey. I'm so grateful because it made me stronger. It made me understand who I serve and do not depend on man to help you with anything. But I was just knowing that if I could have just invested $10, if you just start investing $10 every week, $10 for every week, 52 weeks for 20 years of your life. Don't look at it, just let it come out of your paycheck. I'm telling you, you will be a millionaire by the time you're 40. There's no way you cannot be a millionaire. Now you want to increase your chances, you're going to put more money. So you put more money, $100. If you put $100 every paycheck, every week, there's no way you're not going to be a millionaire, or by the age of 40, you don't have a like a certain amount of money, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to depend on man. You don't have to, if any situation, an emergency, just by getting a lawyer to help you get out of a situation, you won't feel so snagging. You won't be choked up. So I don't know who needs to get this story, but I want you to get your things in order. Time, you're fighting against time. Start now. Start creating. Start learning. Start working at it. Don't wait to let it be perfect, and have faith it's going to work, and start living and start doing the work. So if you're a mom, I know you understand this very much. So till next time.